All right, I pulled them out of the oven. I had pulled them out about 45 minutes earlier and they didn't quite look done. So this batch took a total of 2 hours and 45 minutes for this second part after I added the eggs and stuff. But you could tell just by looking at like how the eggs are cooked kind of together, and it's kind of browned off a little bit on the sides here. And I just run the knife along it here, but it pulls away nicely. You can see what the key here is when I put the knife in it like this, it's super tender. The knife just goes all the way in very easily. So that's what I'm going to do next, is just gently take my sharp knife. Remember, this one was going that way, so I just go through and cut it. I'm going to do the same thing on both pans, and then once I cut it following, or I guess in the same direction as the grain of the meat, then I'll cut it crosswise. And I'm doing this right when it comes out of the oven, and I work it. It seems when it's hot it's a little bit easier to work it, so I just do all this cutting right here in the pan while it's hot. And yeah, so I'm going to do that for both pans. Then after I'm done cutting it, I'm going to mix it all up so it's even, a nice even piece. And I'll look for large pieces and cut them down further if I missed any. And I already laid out my containers. I bought these. These are single compartment, BPA free, microwavable, freezable containers. And from what I've read up, you want to use them no more than about 10 times. After that, they may, I don't know what happens, but they do tend to break. And 10 times is pretty good. It makes it pretty cost effective. I forget exactly how much they cost, but they're, you know, when you consider 10 uses, they're pretty reasonable. So these are some older ones I got. And I'm imagining I'm going to get about a little over 20. I'm not sure exactly. I know I had about 20 pounds of meat, but with the other stuff in there. And yeah, I think they actually hold more than a pound. So the yield overall is probably 30 pounds, because you know you got the weight of the green beans and the rice in there as well. But anyway, once I cut it, I let it cool in the pan for a couple minutes, or you know, half an hour or so, and then I'm going to put it in these containers, but I'll get another picture of that. And then I let it cool in the containers for a little bit. I don't want to leave it out too long, because you know, bacteria rapidly multiplies at a high temperature. So I'll just get it to a point where I can cool it and put the lids on. And then what I typically do is I freeze most of it, and then I leave a few days supply in the refrigerator. And then I always have a rotation system where I'm pulling out of the freezer and putting it on the bottom of the stack a couple days in advance, so it'll be thawed out. And then I'm heating it in the microwave when I'm getting it to Lucy. And Lucy knows she always gets to lick the pans on the day that we make the food. So she's been smelling this all morning. She's getting excited. And I'll probably sit down and have a little bit of lunch with her. As I mentioned before, this is my lunch today. So I'll catch a video of that, but I'm going to wait for it to cool and process it a little bit more for that. And normally Lucy only eats in the morning and the evening, but today's her special day because I'm making it. So I always let her sample it and like I said, lick the pans. But I want to make sure they're cool so that she doesn't burn her tongue. Okay, probably just one more video after this and we should be done. Thanks.